Time to take a look at stories making the headlines in Nigerian newspapers. And joining me via Skype is CEO CKN News, Chris Kehinde Wandu. Chris, good morning and thank you for joining us on TVC Breakfast.
Thank you very much. Thank God it's Friday.
Absolutely. All right, thank you for joining us as well. Let's head straight to the papers now. And I begin with the Daily Trust. Labour to federal government, you must return to old fuel price, electricity tariff. We have the poor at heart, SGF. Workers can't be your sacrificial lamb, TUC. Court stops strike by workers. All that story you find on the front page of the Daily Trust. Let's move now to the front page of the Leadership newspaper. Fuel, electricity price hike, FG, Labour refused to shift ground as court stops protest. Negotiation continues Monday. Federal government to address petroleum products transport safety challenges. Oil marketers, others proffer solutions. All right, we'll move now to the front page of the Nigerian News Direct. Presidency kicks over UK lawmakers' allegations of widespread killings. And now to the front page of the Blueprint, fuel price, electricity hike. Federal government parleys Labour as court halts strike. And on the front page of the Daily Times, deadlock as federal government, Labour maintain rigid positions on new tariffs. And on the front page of the National Economy, World Maritime Day, shippers rally support for deep seaport projects. To the front page of the Business Day, ticketing corruption by railway staff, soldiers, policemen derailing Abuja-Kaduna rail project. Chris, I'm certain you will be interested in the story that is almost on all the front pages of the paper this morning, talking about Labour and federal governments. The meeting ended in a deadlock yesterday, and Labour is insisting on going ahead with the action, talking about the protest it has planned for Monday the 28th. Even though there is an industrial court injunction saying that they can't go ahead with it, they are insisting on going ahead. I wonder what you make of this, looking at it from the legal perspective.
Well, you're putting me on the spot. But looking at it from the legal end, if there's a court order restraining the labor union to stop the strike, for now, it is obligatory of the labor union to go back to the court and try to vacate that order on or before Monday. But from what if you read the statement by the labor union, it said those that are going to court are not their members and they are not people that they know, neither have they been served. If they are not served, despite the court order, if you give a court order and those involved are not served, then they might not be able to protect that. But my take is that between the Labour and also the federal government, they have about 74 hours windows of opportunity between now and Monday to be able to, Sunday night, to be able to get this result, we could avert that. Labour has been on this for about 2-3 weeks now, where they've been negotiating with the government. I think that negotiation has broken down, and I think something must give between now and Sunday, or else I see this going on. Listening to the statement, reading the statement issued by the SGF saying that the hike, we are in the best interest of Nigerians. I don't know what the SGF made by that. Which Nigerians is it talking about? Is it those in government? Is it those in National Assembly? Or is it talking about the common Nigerians like you and I, who on a daily basis are finding it difficult to be able to meet our basic needs? Then we are now saddled with this responsibility of electricity bill increase and also petroleum, and the taxes also coming in from left, right, and center. Definitely the SDF looking for us.
All right, Chris, we'll have to put you on hold for a bit. We need to quickly get to our correspondent, Theophilus Elama, who is at the scene of yesterday's gas tanker explosion, to bring us up to speed with updates with regards to that incident there. Theophilus, if you can hear me, quickly talk to us. We see some persons at the scene of the incident. What updates do you have for us at this time?
All right, Veronica, we're at the scene now a day after the incident happened, which was yesterday. Looking at the whole situation, it's a devastating situation here. Buildings have been destroyed, properties have been lost in this inferno that happened yesterday. Of course, we hear that it was a gas explosion that happened. On eyewitnesses here are willing to speak to us on this. Come and talk to us on this situation now. What actually happened yesterday?
This was a very terrible disaster. It's a disaster because a gas plant was here to offload the gas, but unfortunately, when they wait inside, they were saying the thing is not up to what they request for. But unfortunately, the guy now, the driver insisted of taking the gas back to where he got it. But later he insisted, and he went home that he cannot do it. The gas passed night here before they now call another driver.
The gas passed the night
here.
The
night here before they now call another driver to come and pick it up. So unfortunately, when the guy was the another person that come inside to take the gas out, you know, when he was reversing, turning up and down, this and that, manipulating, that is how he hit a pole there. So unfortunately, after the pole, one of the tire was less. They called for organizer to come and do it. So the guy insisted that the organizer said they cannot do it, that is a gas something. So unfortunately for him, 5 minutes after he left, the driver was trying to force himself out. So that is how the thing, you know, enter gutter. From there, where he was trying to roll it to come out from there, that's how he exploded. I was even there about 30 minutes before the incident to buy meat at the market there. After I got the meat, I moved before the thing exploded.
Okay, so what was the response time for the officials that came here, the fire service and other officials that came here to douse the situation?
Immediately we called the fire service, you understand, but the thing is, before they come, I think where they are coming from is very far. Okay. You understand? Before they come, many properties have already gone. You understand? I affected a lot of people from you know, the driver that drive the vehicle, I think he's gone, he's died. So we cannot rescue him. Everybody was trying to run for his life. But thank God for the fire service, they quickly come. If not because of them, things would have gone worse than this.
Okay, so quickly tell us, how far did this go? What was the extent of damage?
It lasts more than 2 hours. Last more than 2 hours. It was a very disaster story. It's not something, it's just that I'm a kind of somebody that I don't like to video things. I could have just used that opportunity to video it, but it's not a good thing. It's good news that we will be, you know, to video. You understand? But we thank God, sir, people still survive their lives. Many people are still in hospital. And I thank the General Hospital in Ifakoja here. They quickly respond and even assist some people. Even there is one hospital in Ajuwande, Bada, which also assists also.
Okay, so there are a lot of people injured. Now tell us
many people.
Okay, so tell us about this situation. I see that behind us here, the damage also went that extent.
Yes.
Now how
the tanker, the drum jumped from the back of the truck. You understand? Cut it to two. One went to this water side, and the other one landed in somebody's house here, in between two houses. So which destroy a lot of property and so on. Even this SSY, their manager is also have this event center. Their manager is badly injured. I don't know whether he's going to survive it or not because it's a very disaster. Even one of my blood brother, you understand, even part of the visiting. But I thank God it's not much, but it affected a lot of people. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of people.
All right.
So thank God for life.
All right, thank you.
Government for the well job done.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Now, Veronica, if you look at behind me, of course, the cameraman, I'll have to give way for him to move. The extent of damage is quite far from here. Looking at that place, there's an event center here that has, the damage to that event center is quite serious. Of course, going too far as well. There was some serious damage. Now, looking at all of these axes now, it's totally damaged, and a lot will be done to recoup the properties that have been destroyed here. But thankfully, according to NEMA, Ibrahim Fariloye, only 15 people were injured, and that's the figure we still have till now. But as it is, properties have been destroyed. They didn't go as far as a house there, from what the person I just talked to explained to us. Over to the studio.
Theophilus, before we let you go, were you able to get any information on the state of those who were affected by the incident, especially those who are at the hospital? And were you able to speak with anyone whose perhaps businesses were affected by this fire as well?
Yes, we made an attempt to speak with the owner of the event center here, but as we have just been told, he is also injured in the hospital. And of course, Ifako General Hospital is not too far from here. Some people were taken down there for treatment, and to another hospital down the road as well. Others were taken for treatment at these hospitals, but we're also making an attempt to ensure that we go there and see the extent of damage they have on them, and from there, of course, move on to other things here.
All right, Theophilus, we'll keep a tab for more updates from Ifako Ejai. Thank you. All right, Chris, just as Nigerians were trying to get a grasp of the incident that happened in Kogi State, Lagos State witnessed a tanker fire explosion, yesterday, where about 23 persons were said to have been affected by this incident. I wonder what you make of this, seeing the updates Theophilus Elama brought to us.
It's quite unfortunate. The issue of safety has always been a problem as far as we're concerned in this country. First and foremost, my heart goes out to the families of those that lost their life in the incident, and also the good people of Kogi State. On behalf of the Celebrity Special Marshal of the Federal Road Safety, which I head in Nigeria, my condolences to them. The problem has always been, people say, oh, it's due to bad road, that was it. And as always said, that it's not just about bad road, it's attitudinal problem. Some drivers are not doing what they're supposed to do. If you listen to or you read about that report, it was due to brake failure. Yeah. And so yes, if you understand. So if the vehicle owners are able to do what they ought to do, probably would have avoided that. Then also advocate, I'm one of those that advocate that articulated vehicles like petrol tankers and the rest of them should only move at the night, during the night period when the traffic is low and where we don't have so many people on the road at the same time. This happens in some major countries. And to be able to fix the basic infrastructure we need to put in place. Some of these vehicles, it's not only those petrol tankers. Don't forget what has been happening even in Lagos, where containers have been falling on people. I'm sure you're aware of that. Then also you've seen some trucks, especially those that carry cement, the rate at which they've been killing people and the rest of them. So a lot needs to be done by both the agencies and those truck owners. And I also believe that we can do more training and retraining of these truck drivers. And some of them also take drugs. If you see what happens. Then apart from that, some of them just drive without resting. That also is an issue. So those are some of the fundamental issues. Then that of Lagos is just quite unfortunate that from the reports, it happened that a gas truck just wanted to enter a gas plant, and there was an accident. But what is more paramount to me is our response time. We heard that with the one that happened in Kogi, fire service were not able to get to the point for almost hours, and that in itself was a big challenge. Probably if they have gotten there early, maybe they would have saved some life. And that is why we continue to call on the government to be able to do the needful, making sure that all the necessary infrastructure, when it comes to providing the necessary apparatus for people to work. You know for real that whenever this happens, when the fire service even get there, the first thing they will tell you there's no water, and that has always been an issue.
right, Chris Kendingwandu, we have to leave the conversation here now. Thank you for your time on the Newspaper Review on The Breakfast Show.